Hey guys, it's Kay from KS Anonymous, and I am back with another episode of r/AskReddit. Today's question is, what is a moment with a friend where you just had enough of their BS? So be prepared to be enraged with me, and perhaps we can learn from some of these other stories or perhaps relate with them as well. When I finally found my courage to tell my friend about how depressed I was, her answer was, people can heal cancer with their willpower, followed by a reproachful look. Okay, that is exactly why I better not talk about it at all. I hate it when people minimize people's experiences, and then not only that, but to say that people can heal cancer with their willpower? Like, what? I still miss my former best friend. We had a lot of good times, and she is the person I've had the most fun with. Haven't really laughed with anyone like I used to laugh with her. We just shared a very similar sense of humor. The thing is, she always expected me to be there for her, and I had no problem with it, but it just always felt like I wasn't getting any of it back when I was going through some stuff. She also liked to compare our problems. She sometimes asked for money, and at first I had no problem with it, but eventually I figured out she wouldn't pay back. So I stopped giving her money, no big deal, I was just politely refusing every time. We were planning to go on a round trip with my friends, and she said that we should split the gasoline bill, etc., which I was really happy about. Well, everyone else paid, including me, and I had to ask her for the money around 10 times. I did get the money, but this started happening pretty often. She also asked me to drive her to the furniture store to get something, but never offered to pay me anything. We lived pretty far away from each other, so I was expected to also go and get her, drive her to the store, back to her place, and I would still need to drive back home myself. I refused, and I'm glad I did. The thing that really made me end the friendship was the way she treated me and our mutual friend in the end. We had a pretty solid group of best friends. She would always talk about this one friend in a very awful way, but I just thought she was frustrated and didn't really think that way. If I said anything, even some minor things about the same friend, she would tell her, and then I had to apologize to them both. And I know the things I said when I was angry were wrong things to say. There's nothing I can say to defend myself. I was a crappy friend too. It was a crap show. She didn't know how to apologize. I don't think she ever has. She constantly changed plans without asking. Sometimes she wouldn't answer my calls and text if she was having a bad day and we had plans. All I would have needed was some kind of confirmation that she couldn't see me on those days. That would have been fine, so I could have made other plans instead. But I usually waited until the evening and it was already too late. Every time we met, I had to wait and see how she was feeling. Sometimes she was super happy and energetic, sometimes she barely answered if I asked something. It felt like I had to be on the edge constantly with her mood swings. These are just some minor things, but she was so manipulative, and it made me feel like crap if I didn't do what she wanted. In the end, it wasn't that bad, but it felt very toxic, and after cutting her out of my life, even my mental health has improved a lot. I think that's probably a common thing we'll see here, is people being manipulative, and those are the kinds of people you really don't need in your life. I had a friend in middle school who was always kind of a jerk, but that's what you did in middle school, right? You were mean to each other. Well, high school rolled by, and he ended up staying out of school for chronic headaches. We still played Xbox Live a lot, and he was one of my most consistent people I played video games with. Still kind of a jerk, but we were close and hung out a lot when I got a car and could come visit him after school and on the weekends. College rolls around, and I ended up having a lot less time to play video games. Soul Calibur 5 comes out, and he ends up getting really mad because I only played Nightmare, because frankly he was way better at the game than I was, because he was still living at home playing video games all day, and Nightmare was the only character I had a chance with. This was sophomore year of college, and I think it was at that point that I realized we had just grown way too far apart. I had grown up a lot in college, and he was still stuck in middle school mode of crapping on your friends as a primary source of interaction. It was when I started making friends in college that I realized that not all friendships needed to be that mean. I think that's another thing too, that we don't realize when we're in a situation or a relationship that's toxic, or don't realize how toxic it is until we're in better relationships or situations when we can see that things can be different. Friend wanted to help move to a new apartment. He arranged for movers to move the furniture, but wanted me and my van to move some stuff he considered too fragile for the movers. My job was very busy, and I tried to get out of it, but he and his wife begged and cajoled. Okay, I worked a double shift on Friday to get Saturday off and turned up Saturday morning to help. My friends were still asleep in bed. They hadn't packed anything, and the movers were coming in 3 hours. Oh, they're also unemployed and had plenty of time to pack, but were just too freaking lazy. So I spent 3 hours helping them pack all their crap in boxes. When that's done, I spend the next 8 hours carrying and loading stuff into my van, drive 20 miles to the new place, and unload 3 van loads. Eventually, it dawns on me their crap is not fragile, it's ordinary household stuff. They just used me as free labor. The movers charged by the hour and had a big truck that they didn't fill. They had the room and the manpower and could have easily loaded up all the stuff I moved and drove for $100 extra. I calculate my 12 hours of work, 150 miles of driving, includes driving to the friend's house, saved my useless, cheap friend about $100. He didn't pay for gas, or food, or anything. Totally freaking useless tool, and I never helped him out again. You know, this kind of stuff actually has happened to my husband multiple times. He now says to anyone who asks to have him help them move that he will not show up unless all of their stuff is packed. You know that friend? The one who asks you for favors and you're happy to oblige because that's what friends do? Yeah, I asked him for a favor after dropping my plans numerous times to help him. He agrees, we make plans. He conveniently forgets. No big deal. Fast forward a few months, I've helped him a few more times. I ask him to help me move a shelf from my garage to my living room the following weekend. He says sure. I confirm plans a few times with him as the week progresses, friendly reminders, we're still on for this weekend, right? Kind of thing. To which he agrees. The following weekend arrives, I text him saying let me know when you're on the way. No response. Day moves into evening, I call him and hear, nah man, maybe tomorrow. I got plans with a girlfriend for dinner tonight with her family. Okay. Tomorrow arrives, text again, and get the response that he's helping his girlfriend's family do something. Okay, sure. Let me know when you're done. His reply is that it will take all day. Work up motivation to attempt moving it myself and get on Facebook to see that he just posted something. His post, I'm bored. Anyone down to hang out? I commented, you could help me like we planned. He deleted the post and I never heard from him again. I never tried calling him either. That's when I decided not to help others that won't do the same for me. Yeah, that's one thing I'll never understand is people who are practically pathological liars have no problem lying to people all the time. Anyway, that is going to conclude today's video. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and let me know what you'd like to see in the future in the comments below. And also, if you have any answers of your own to the Reddit question, go ahead and drop that in the comments below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!